Hey everybody, it's Nicole, aka Rainbow Wind Song, back for another video blog. In this one, I'm going to just talk about job discrimination. Now, a lot of people, when they hear that, they automatically think like the person with a disability, like they have a victim mentality, or they just want to like stick it to corporations, that they want to blame other people. Not necessarily. And I don't think it's so much that people have bad intentions. I think it's more that they don't know. They don't know about the abilities of somebody who is differently abled. And that really means that a lot of times we have to do things differently. If you heard in the last video, my phone was talking. I use a screen reader on my phone that reads things aloud because this whole phone is a touch screen, and as a person with a visual impairment, I'd be completely lost half the time as to, what is this saying, this text message, or what am I clicking on, that sort of thing. So it tells me. And basically, I just wanted to talk about some of the experiences that I have faced. A lot of times people associate lack of sight with lack of ability. I've had people ask me questions like, can you dial a phone? Even though I had called to set up the interview with that person the day before. And some questions are perfectly understandable, but I thought that question sort of came out of left field, so to speak. And it just seemed like that person focused on things that I couldn't do rather than things that I could. Or if there were things that I could do, she automatically assumed that I couldn't do them. And that can be really frustrating for the person who is being interviewed. I personally hate job interviews and first dates because I think
Notification
that
from
they
messages.
both...
326-651-09. Text message.
And there's my screen reader talking away. I think that job interviews and first dates are both opportunities to screen someone out. And that's probably the intended purpose, but there it is. As an intern, I was probably the first visually impaired person that they had hired, or, well, not hired, but that they had taken on as an intern. And I think it was challenging for all concerned. Sometimes they didn't really know what I could do, so I would have to tell them, oh sure, I can do this documentation. I would just need to type it up on a computer as opposed to writing it out. I can use a computer program called Zoom Text that will enlarge the print on the screen so that I can see the forms better and see what I'm typing and things like that. The only drawback with that particular internship was that all of their paperwork was handwritten. They hadn't made the transition to electronic medical record yet. They were in the process of doing that, but it's a costly process of having to purchase computers and licensing and the necessary software in order for them to do the electronic documentation of medical records. So that's probably part of the reason why I didn't get hired there. And those are some of the obstacles that I encounter. Other obstacles are things like if you apply to be a caseworker or case manager, a lot of those jobs require one to have a car. So even though case management is probably one of my specialties in terms of being knowledgeable about resources and being excellent at forming networking relationships with clients and with other agencies, I don't have a car. So if we're working in a residential setting and I'm the only person there who can transport a client, and we're in a situation where public transit has either stopped running for the night or there is no public transit in the area, there's really no way that I can do that. So agencies would look at me as a liability in that area, that they'd have to pay for cab fare to transport these clients and it would cost them more money. The other thing too, just not being able to drive a car can be limiting in and of itself. Just, you know, I'm more, I have to be more selective about the locations that I apply to work at. I mean, there are some jobs that would just be great, but it's working overnight in an area where the buses stop running at 7 o'clock at night, and cab fare would be exorbitant. It would be about $60 to $80 just to get to work, let alone cab fare coming home. So that was another reason why I didn't get hired for one of the positions I applied for at internship, because of the hours. It was overnight. It was 3 in the afternoon till 11 at night, or 11 to 7, one of those. So at any rate, it wouldn't have worked out. So those are some of the obstacles that I face. I will probably talk about maybe some more of them in future video blogs. Right now I'm just trying to get some of this stuff out there and out of my head and into the world of cyberspace. Alrighty, well, thank you everybody for watching my video blogs, and I'm sure I'll post again soon.
Stop recording video.